Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Tesla report for Tuesday, September 30th, 2025. Let's take a look at the chart. Start with the big picture as always. Longer term, we've got a buy signal that was elicited. It'll be 4 weeks ago this coming Thursday that we settled above this channel that actually held nicely in early May. You know, I continue to use this channel because when we violated the first time to the upside, we pushed through it, closed above it, held nicely on subsequent downside attempts, and then we blasted off to the objective. Well, we almost reached that objective. That is the channel top, the 5-year structure at 524.11 last December before cascading south. It then held for about a week. We closed below it, and then we had the bearish continuation. So still a significant support level, 361.85, having closed above it almost a month ago. 524.11 remains, I've been calling it a 5 to 8 month objective. Now the volatility and the sustained rally have been more than I was anticipating, so we could see this over the next month or two. In fact, I think within 3 to 5 weeks, if we were able to close above the 464.18 6-month rising channel top that is on the daily chart at 457.53. So you can see these two here narrowing daily, 57.53 rising through the week, 64.18 is a static level for the week, can contain buying through October, and from here we can fall away back to 361.81 perhaps within 3 to 5 weeks. There is a rising channel bottom to the 457.53 channel top that presently comes into the 330s, but will, as we move into late October, early November, be pushing into the 360s anyway. So it really is, in a nutshell, holding below 464.18. Also 457.53 will keep this 361.85 area in reach again, possibly between now and the end of October. Let's cover the downside here as we're almost testing 457.53. This is a short sale area or long liquidation if you happen to go long on that buy signal several weeks ago. Maybe you've been holding out for this area as we've been recommending for 3 to 5 week swing traders. This is an area to take profits if you're a 3 to 5 week swing trader only. And yes, if we were to close back above or above the 457.53 formation, and let's just add the weekly version as well, which is the 464, where are you? 464.18 formation. So if we close above this area and you happen to exit your long position and maybe even play the short side.
If you're finding value in this analysis, it's only a glimpse of what we offer. Your real trading edge starts at wickedstocks.com. Each week, premium members receive 2 high-probability stock picks. Each one comes with a complete trade plan, including exact entry, profit target, stop loss, and regular updates so you can manage the trade with confidence. You'll also get daily video analysis in the top traded markets, the SPY, the Triple Q, and NVIDIA, highlighting the key price levels, trends, and trade setups we're focused on. Whether you're day trading or swing trading, these insights help you zero in on the highest quality opportunities with clarity. Try it all free for 5 days. Cancel at any time.
You are stopping out and reversing, going long again above 464.18. Now, there's another way to play this, of course, because we maintain a 5 to 8 month objective at 524.11. You just sort of endure the possible topping out at 464.18. You know, maybe anticipating that we just might not fall all the way back to 361.85 within a month or two. And so if you hold that long position, closing above 464.18, sigh of relief as we move through the month of October. By the end of October, I would anticipate the targeted 524.11, where we could top out through the rest of the year and even through the first quarter, fall away from the significant long-term price ceiling. But if, only if, we can close above the 457.53 to 464.18 area. Until then, I'm going to call this market now increasingly susceptible to selling pressures, bearish rotation as we move into October trade. For the day itself, I have 434.93, this former 1 week channel top. that we closed just above last Friday. We didn't test it on Monday, but it may contain intraday selling pressures. In fact, this is a decent day trade, buying 434.93 and selling 457.53. If we happen to, I'm just going to say close below 434.93 today, I would expect a test tomorrow of this 422.68 formation. 422.68 is a newly formed rising channel bottom over the last week and a half of activity. It can contain daily selling pressures if you look to the far right. And you could, if you're a 3 to 5 day swing trader, actually play off of 422.68. In fact, I see a 3 to 5 day swing trade right here, selling 457.53 and buying 422.68, going long at 422.68 in anticipation of possible upward rotation over the following full week back into the upper 450s. Now, I've mentioned, and it depends on what time frame we're talking. I just described kind of a 3 to 5 day swing trade, and I've also described the 5 to 8 month target at 524.18. But what's in the middle of all that is a midterm outlook that, as I've been saying, does allow this market to top out in the upper 450s to mid 460s. And I think you can hold to that idea. It becomes an increasing reality, by the way, if we then close below 422.68. And so, what I see here, a rising channel top at the top of a move, closing below it, I think is an aggressive sell signal. And I see 401.08 is still a weekly support, and you could consider it as such. But I think what we may make an adjustment here over the next day or two, which is to say 422.68 becomes our aggressive down pivot as we move into October. Yes, 401.08 can contain session weakness on the way down, but I do think after coming so close to testing this long-term resistance area, and this is a subjective call, by the way, it is as much art as it is science. It comes from years of analyzing charts. But I will say that if we close below 422.68, I think you can play really kind of a 2 to 3, 3 to 5 week target into the low 360s. Now on the way down, of course, 401.08, respectable support, able to contain daily selling pressures. But I do think we're going to give up the weekly containment here. You could play it, stair step all the way down if you like. As I've said, you could buy 422.68 on a 3 to 5 day basis, anticipating upward rotation back into the upper 450s. I think if we close below 422.68, and I say this because we came so close on Monday to reaching this 457.53 area, I do see the possibility of an overbought market that may yield a bearish rotation as we move into later October. And your first sign of that would be a settlement below 422.68. So if you're a 2 to 3 week swing trader and you've yet to go short in the upper 450s or the 450s at all, you can do so with a settlement below 422.68. Then I anticipate the low 360s. This could be a 2 to 3 week sell-off, could take 3 to 5 weeks, but that would be the extent of it. I hope this all made sense. I am actually going to leave it at that for Tuesday's Daily Tesla Report. You have a great day.